Hi, I'm Alex. That's me in the picture. I'd like to welcome you to my presentation. It is on safeguarding in sport. So, what is safeguarding? In the UK, safeguarding is used to protect children from any form of harm or abuse. Safeguarding protects you from the day you are born to the day you turn 18. From the age of 18, you are then classed as an adult. So, what are we protecting you from? Abuse. What is it? The first arrow leads us to sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is when a child is forced or convinced to take part in activities of a sexual nature. If you think sexual abuse is happening to someone, you know you should tell a teacher, the police, or your club welfare officer. The second arrow leads us to physical abuse. This is when someone such as a coach or parent is intentionally hurting the child through physical contact, like a boxing coach hitting you for doing something wrong. We see it in The Simpsons as well, where Homer strangles Bart. This is physical abuse. Again, you should tell someone. The third arrow leads us to emotional abuse. This is when someone constantly torments you, humiliates you, calls you names. It makes you feel sad, scared, lonely. This little guy here, his coach keeps calling him nasty names, making him feel sad, making him cry. Again, you should tell someone. So what are we doing about abuse in sport? In sport, we have the CPSU, Child Protection in Sport Unit, set up to protect children from harm in sport. This protects you guys and ensures you can have fun in sport. English Boxing has set safeguarding policies to ensure all junior boxers are kept safe from harm in their sport. Your coaches will have a DBS check and all the relevant qualifications. But does this really happen in sport? The answer is yes. In England, our national sport is football, as you all know. The FA and police are currently investigating many cases surrounding historical child abuse in the sport. You've probably seen it in the media. America's national sport is the NFL. We all know it as American football. Jerry Sandusky of Penn State University was convicted of sexual abuse of boys. He was sentenced to 30 to 60 years in prison. Canada's national sport, the NHL. We all know it as ice hockey. Sheldon Kennedy, a famous NHL player, was abused by his youth coach, Graham James, as a child. In 1997, James was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail for this. Boxing. We all know of the famous Sugar Ray Leonard. In his autobiography, he claims he was sexually abused by an Olympic coach. So, let's look at a scenario in sport. This is taking place at a boxing gym. The gym is in the north of England. This is Billy. Billy is 13 years old and trains at the gym. He dreams of winning gold at the Olympics. This is Joe. Joe is an ex-professional boxer. He's 40 years old and he's also Billy's coach. Let's see what Billy thinks of Joe. Billy likes Joe. He says he's a good coach. He's like a father figure to him. But sometimes Billy doesn't like Joe. He says Joe can be mean to him. Joe can be nasty to him. Let's see what Joe thinks of Billy. Joe thinks Billy has talent, but he doesn't always perform well, like any kid. He doesn't always do the right techniques. He loses fights. Just isn't good sometimes. Billy says, when he doesn't win the medals, and he doesn't perform well in fights. At the next session, during training, Joe will pick on him as Joe's fighting partner. Billy says he hits him hard. He says it hurts. It leaves bruises. Sometimes during training, Billy says Joe gets angry for no reason, and he punches Billy in temper. And Joe just laughs. Billy hates that laugh. But Joe knows he can get away with it because he knows Billy's too scared. Billy won't tell anyone what I'm doing, he says. Billy decides that this is wrong. It's been going on too long now. I'm going to go and tell my mum. Because his mum is the one person that Billy knows he can trust. He tells his mum, "Mum, Joe keeps hitting me in boxing. It hurts, Mum. It really does." His mum knows that Joe is a well-respected coach. Everyone likes him. He teaches the kids good. So she turns around to Billy and says, "Don't be stupid. Joe would never do that." Billy hasn't got anywhere. The torment and the abuse continues. So he decides to go to his teacher in school. He trusts her. He says, "Miss, my boxing coach keeps hitting me in training. It hurts. Do something." His teacher, knowing that she has to do something, tells Billy, "It'll be alright, I'll do something." She has safeguarding policies to follow and procedures. With that, she goes to the safeguarding officer at the school. They then follow it up to the police. Once the police are involved, it's classed as a case. Billy gets interviewed. He tells the police everything that's been going on. So the police turn up to the gym one day when Joe's there training. They arrest Joe for child abuse. The physical abuse of a child. But Joe insists he's innocent. He says Billy's lying. "I didn't touch him. I swear, he's lying. I didn't hit him at all." When the case is took to court, they found Joe guilty. He's now currently serving time behind bars, and this is him in a prison up north. There's a new coach at Billy's gym. His name's James. James has a DBS, all the qualifications, and he's nice. He doesn't hit people. What does Billy think of James? He says, "James is a nice coach. He's nicer than Joe. He doesn't hit me. He gives me advice when I'm doing stuff wrong. He supports me when I lose. I'll get an Olympic medal because James is such a good coach." So what have we learnt from this scenario? Have a think about it. Well, we can see that abuse can happen in sport. And you must always tell someone if you or your friend or you see someone suffering abuse through sport. I'd like to thank you now for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you've all learnt something today. If you've got any comments, please feel free to leave a comment in the box below. Thank you.